going on, ladies and gents? Kages here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're diving into Digimon Beatbreak episode 19 titled The Dark Auction. Last week absolutely destroyed us with Haruomi and Kageromon separation. And today's episode is probably one of my most anticipated episodes beside the Armalizamons episode, right? I was so locked into the previews and everything. And of course, we got Clay Arslan, the infiltration to the Dark Auction, and an evolution, which we all see coming since the leaks, if you know what I mean. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the episode. So the episode began with this huge, high-profile charity auction hosted by Clay Arslan, who's known as one of the world's leading philanthropists. But there are rumors, right, that an illegal Digimon auction is happening in secret. And I love how this starts. Glowndon gets an investigation request from the Ministry of Civil Protection. Right away, we're in political territory again. When we think of Clay, we usually associate him with the Gogyosei, the 5 stars. But apparently to the public, he's this respected philanthropist. I love the gloomy face everyone has, hearing the ministry asking them to investigate. I mean, we all hate the dude, right? And then they reveal the reward, 1 million credits. And Rena's hype level? Off the charts. Meanwhile, Kyo, man looked like he just smelled something bad, barely speaking, just shaking his head. Like, nope, we're not doing this. And I feel like that silence says everything. He really does not want anything to do with the Gogyosei. But Maki insisted she gon' help the crew cause Kawarazaki can't do his freaking job. And Kyo ended up agreeing to it. And by the way, Yoshi, my dude, why was he that upset last episode, switching his clothes with Haruomi, saying it like it's his only vintage outfit? Dude, you literally got another one of those. So, Tomoro and the others infiltrate the venue with Maki. Love them outfits, by the way. I mean Maki's, right? But man, I feel so bad for the Digimons, dude. They're barely breathing in that suitcase. And I've gotta say, Maki is so reliable. And here, she is gorgeous, dude. They immediately come into contact with Clay, and it turns out Clay and Maki already know each other. Clay even recognizes her as a top-tier information broker, which makes sense. Maki always moves like she's 5 steps ahead. And Makoto's right over here. There's still a lot of things that we don't know about her. Then in the middle of all this, an old man, an old couple, approaches them and asks them this: I would like to go to the land of mirrors. And they're all like, huh? And he's like, oh, nothing. Chuckles and went away. And that's when they realize, oh, it's the passcode. And that line alone gave me chills, dude. And they all went to follow them. And here Maki distracts Naito like it's nothing. She knew Naito gonna take the bait. And thanks to the passcode, they enter the elevator. Went down to a S floor, the special floor, I guess. And the first thing they see is a mirror world and a Commandomon carrying the guest inside. And I've gotta say, I really do miss the old Commandomon from Adventure. Dude, they sneak in from the back. And their movement is actually funny, not gonna lie. They enter the mirror world and to the actual dark auction venue. Also, can we talk about Naito wearing a suit? I mean, he looks cool as hell. Like, why are we not getting one, dude? Tomoro is not wrong on this. They look out of place with that food server looking outfits. And also, pause. Like, what happened to Makoto's outfit? Not gonna lie, I got chills, dude. Like, he was clearly wearing the same outfit when they're following the old couple. And the next frame just I'm like, whoa, what? What happened? I mean, they got rid of the disguise altogether before getting in Commandamon. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something went wrong in the production. But yeah, it's so funny and I totally love it, man. And inside the auction, we see Bomber Nanimon and the others being sold. And I was like, oh, so this is what they're planning to do with them. I was asking this question back then, and not gonna lie, I totally forgot about Bomber Nanimon and Mr. Baldi over here. So they were kidnapped by Tactics before, and now they're being auctioned off. That's just straight up trafficking. It's dark, right? But somehow, Baldi and Bomber Nanimon over here acting completely normal and cheerful was weirdly comforting for some reason. They get sold off for 1 million credits, and I start thinking, nah, that gotta be hella cheap, right? Because that's the exact same amount as the mission reward. If 1 million credits can buy both a human and a Digimon? That's honestly disturbing, not gonna lie. And these guys celebrating being sold too? I'm sitting here like, why? Are you sure you should be happy about that? I mean, I don't really know how long they've been imprisoned there, right? And whoever buys them probably gonna start bombing shit somewhere, right? Jokes aside though, this really does feels uncomfortably real. They successfully gather photo evidence, technically mission complete, right? But then, Tomoro sees the humans and their Digimons locked up, probably just waiting for their turn to get auctioned, right? And I had to pause for a second there. Like, I gotta scan the Digimons, right? So we spotted a couple Digimon, Tsukaimon, Kamemon, Lunamon, Cutemon, Elekimon, little Yukidarumon, and a very cute little Togemon. What? And finally, Tinkermon and her partner, Ikuhara Yume. And of course, Tomoro over here starts thinking about rescuing them. This is where Rena steps up. She calmly tries to stop him, and she says, "We're not heroes of justice." And that line hit. Glowing Dawn protects Digimon. They help people, alright. But they are not heroes. They're bounty hunters. They're outlaws. And this is a job. And I actually really respect that the show draws that line so clearly. Because it's easy to say, save everyone. But that's not realistic, right? Then chaos breaks out when, of course, our buddy boy, Gekkomon, runs into the venue. I wouldn't say runs. He was just casually, holding onto the cell and went up to the venue. And everyone's like, oh boy, of course. I also love how Gekkomon was trying to calm Tinkermon and Yume by asking her, why are you crying? Like her tears up and then proceeds to give this multiple funny, dumb looking expression to make her laugh. That's actually so kind of him to do that. Tomoro and Gekkomon is really an interesting duo, man. And both Tinkermon and Yume is so sweet too. Love them. And in the middle of the confusion, they start rescuing everyone. Rena is just like, yeah, who cares? Fuck it. Let's save everyone. That positive, big sis energy makes you fall for her more, man. Makoto nearly gets captured here by the female buyer, gets gun pointed at him, but somebody shows up to help. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than Bomber Nanimon. He throws this little baby bomb and gave away this huge smoke for everyone to run away. And that thumbs up moment, he's like, Ikina, go on. Peek! Peek! I was like, okay, Bomber Nanimon. I don't know about that Baldi, but you're actually cool, right? I can't believe how hype I was over here, dude. Then Tomoro runs into Raido again. And here we go again. round 4, 5, 6, whatever this is between them. Even Raido was like, why is your ass even here? Stop showing up everywhere, man. And Tomoro is just like, I don't know, human trafficking? Not on my watch, bucko. It's so hilarious, dude. Ramphomon attacks Tomoro when he tries to free Yume and Tinkermon. And I actually do love Raido and Ramphomon's battle. You know, he warns Ramphomon that an attack is incoming, and Ramphomon follows through it and managed to hit Armalizamon. And this attack frame is beautiful, trying to hit both Tomoro and Yume. I guess he's trying to pay back to what happened last episode. Then Murasamemon enters the fight and deflects everything. I was happy to see Murasamemon again. Raido though? I don't know. You can see it in his eyes. So, okay, Raido. He wants to prove he's above Tomoro. He wants to prove he can handle a perfect level Digimon like Murasamemon. He wants to prove he can defeat one. That insecurity, it was exploding. Even when Ramphomon resists, Raido forces the evolution. Ramphomon then evolves into Azdarmon, but the evolution felt wrong. There's that eerie, ominous sound, the dark aura. Raido can't control him. It's clearly forced. Now visually, Azdarmon looks amazing. It feels like a natural evolution design-wise from Ramphomon and Monodramon, but emotionally, it's clearly unstable, right? The music going crazy too. Raido wanted to prove he could handle a perfect level, but instead, Azdarmon goes berserk. His attacks were quick, and remember when Gekkomon goes berserk? Yup, just like that, his attacks were all over the place. He went crazy. Even caught Murasamemon off guard. He's like, time out, yo. And I really love that they made him crawl, showing that he's not in his right mind, that he forgot he can fly, running like a maniac towards Armalizamon, and that's just scary, dude. And Raido was like, no, why are you going that way? Why won't you listen to me? And then we got that teamwork of Tomoro and Kyo. It was pretty cool, but sadly it didn't work. And just when he was ordered to attack Murasamemon, because again, he was not in his right mind, he used what seems to be his strongest moves, but it pointed not to Murasamemon, but to Yume and Tinkermon. And Tinkermon here shields Yume with all her power and falls to Yume's hand. And before disappearing, she says, "No need to be sad. If I disappear, you won't have to go through this anymore." And she gets deleted. And the way she shouts Tinkermon, dude, I'm like, what the hell, dude? That's just the same Haruomi and Commandramon situation. But this time, the Digimon get to save the human. It really feels like the kind, peaceful human Digimon pairs are always the ones who suffer. And also on a side note, shout out to the VA. So Yume and Tinkermon over here were both voiced by a Hololive VTuber, Hakui Koyori, playing both roles. And not gonna lie, she's killing it.
Hi, konbachigu! Hakui Koyori desu! Yoroshiku onegaishimasu!
Dude, I think that is really cool, and I hope we get more Hololive members get to voice characters in Beatbreak, because it's going to promote Beatbreak big time and hopefully brings more people to Beatbreak. And I'm all for it, dude. And also poor Monodramon, man, he don't deserve that. He just can't believe he's seeing all this. Then Raido tries to punch Monodramon, who's completely drained of E-Pulse, saying how he ignored his orders, and Tomoro stops him. It's not Monodramon's fault. Don't make them evolve when you can't even control it. Ooh, that hit him alright. And what kind of genius even are you? And that sealed the deal right there. Then Raido and Monodramon just stand down there, frustrated. And Raido is basically done here, I think. Start looking like a kid drowning in insecurity, trying too hard to prove he's special. When he first appeared, he felt like this arrogant powerhouse. Now, he feels, I don't know, human? Desperate human. And I think Tomoro saying that proves that he learned his lesson. It's something you can say based on your own experience. And that might be a good thing for Raido. The tactics arc might actually be about Raido's growth. And then, once again, Naito punches him. That running jokes continues, I guess. Hotaruko and Granite say they stopped the Digimon from escaping, so Tomoro and the others couldn't save everyone, right? I feel bad for Bomber Nanimon, and you see the frustration on their faces too. But Reina's words echoes again. We're not heroes of justice. You can't save everyone. If you try to carry that every time, like, you'll break. And I think that's the harsh reality of their job. In the end, the female buyer gets arrested. Clay is declared unrelated to the dark auction, no punishment. And then Clay shows up to Garando to talk to Maki and Kyo. And it ends right there, right when you're like, wait, what happens now? Not gonna lie, I'm way too invested at this point. Beatbreak is seriously getting better every week, man. And next episode, Proof of Genius. Sounds like a Raido spotlight episode. And Tomoro over here might take an L this time. I doubt it, right? Cause seeing how Azdarmon is finally on his right mind next week, I just don't see Armalizamon evolving to perfect level. And of course, hey, if Tomoro and Armalizamon beat the crap out of them for good, that would be cinema, right? I'm all for it. Ooh yeah, apparently Greymon is appearing. Yippee! I hope he comes in a regular size, not the small, cute little Togemon and Yukidarumon we're seeing this episode. Man, those are so cute. What the hell? I'm excited. Yeah. And yeah, this time, the one that hit Raido the hardest was Tomoro's words rather than Naito's Iron Fist punishment. What kind of genius are you? That hit him real good. And lastly, we see the difference between the two leaders, one that just beat the shit out of you when you can't do your job, and one that even when you break the rules, he first says there's nothing we can do about that. And thank goodness you're all safe. At least everyone's okay. That's a great leader, dude. Shout out to Kyo. Nah, actually I'm more shocked that broken TV could even still work. Yeah, we're all fine, right? And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Kage signing off. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you on to the next one. Peace.